In this video, we are going to build 6 post-apocalyptic cyberpunk vehicles that will fit perfectly into any futuristic city. We'll go from small, easy-to-build motorcycles all the way up to Mad Max assault-type vehicles. And if you're looking to add some life to your cyberpunk city, or just want some inspiration for new vehicles to add to your post-apocalyptic world, then you came to the right place. So, buckle up and let's get this show on the road. And before we start building, let's take a look at the vehicles up close. And if you want to jump straight into building, then feel free to skip to any of the chapters in this video. Now, let's take a look at them. So first up, we have a motorcycle, and it's got less than 10 blocks to build. And you can throw these into your build with different color variations to make them look unique in your city. Second up, we have a hoverbike, because what would a cyberpunk futuristic city be without hovering vehicles? So this is basically the motorcycle we did before, but it's floating. After that, we have a TukTuk style vehicle here, which is basically a little 3-wheeled truck that runs around the city, running ads for the companies that pay it to do so. Next up, we have a Foodtruck style vehicle, which is basically your remodeled camper van with a little bit of serving area outside. And after that, we have the Caravan here, which is also a roughed up white with the antennas on top and just ready to be attached to the back of any of your other vehicles if you need a place to stay for the night. And last but not least, we have what I describe as the Mad Max style assault vehicle. This is basically your remodeled cyberpunk tractor with a big V8 engine up front. We got the big wheels back there and even some big wheels in front, even though not as big. It's got the big tool up front to run down any obstacles on the road. This is a big one. Now, before we start building, I would just like to point out that the material lists you will see will also include interiors for the bigger vehicles. Meaning, if you don't want to do the interiors, you don't need to gather those materials. Just a heads up. Now, first up, we have the motorcycle. And the motorcycle is fairly easy to build, and I would start by placing a blast furnace like this, and then I would grab a temporary block and place it back here, and after that I would grab my hopper and point it into that block. After that, delete it, and let's place a grindstone back there and another grindstone in front. Then you want a couple of levers and you need to flick them like so. And on top of the blast furnace, we will place a comparator. On top of the hopper, we will place a gray carpet. On top of the grindstone, we will place a trapdoor. Then on the sides, we will place a couple of signs. And on the signs, you can paste any kind of symbols you want. I would just go for something simple like this on both sides. Hit it with a little bit of glow ink and some dye, and you are done with your motorcycle. Next on our list is the hoverbike, and these are the materials that you will need to build this thing. And I would start off by placing some slabs on the ground like this and placing another one next to them and destroying those. This is the front tire of the hoverbike. Let's do the same on the back like that. And then also we're going to build up like this in behind the front wheel and place our blast furnace on top of it. Now, what you want to do is you want to add a couple of end rods to the blast furnace, and this is going to be the steering wheels or the handlebars for the hoverbike. And then you want to place some levers on the tires like that, and you want a grindstone attaching to the tire behind the blast furnace. Up top, we want to place a daylight detector on top of the blast furnace, and you want to place the gray carpet on top of the grindstone. And then behind here, on top of the lever, you are going to aim for the carpet edge and place an occasion trapdoor. Now all that's left to do is actually to put up the glass, the windshield. Let's place the orange glass pane here. No, let's go like this, go like that. Other side, bam and bam, and our hoverbike is done. And for our third build, we have the cyberpunk TukTuk, which is one of my favorites here. First up, let's just place a temporary block here, and let's aim the basalt into its side, and then add some buttons on the side like this. And then we can add the bottom slabs like this, 3, 4 of them. Actually, let's do one more. Let's add an iron trapdoor here, take this away, and then we will point a hopper into this iron trapdoor like this. That is going to act as the exhaust of the car. Now, on the sides here, add some more wheels like this and a button. On the other side, we will also add wheel and a button. Let's add some bamboo trapdoors to the sides, like so. Then we go up one floor and we are going to start adding in all of the walls. Let's start by adding something like this. Let's add an upside down stair like that. On the other side, we will do the exact same thing. Log, upside down stair on top of the wheels, and then just keep on going with logs and planks alternating up like this. And then if we go to the front, we can start adding in the front of the tuk-tuk like this. We can add a little driver's seat in the front like that. And then on top of that, we will also add in some glass. And then we'll do a little roof like this to make sure the car is safe. On the sides here, we can add some bamboo fence posts, as well as some lanterns hanging off of it. I chose soul lanterns because of the cyberpunk vibe. In the rear, we will add a door like this, and also if we dig down a little bit here, we can add some levers, which will be acting as supports in case we need to park the car. Next up, we are going to the roof, and on the roof, we are going to add more levers like this on both sides of it, and then you're going to connect them up with some end rods for more cyberpunk lighting. And in the middle of the car, we are going to add a big fence structure like this. It's going to be 4 wide and it's going to be 3 tall. On top of this fence structure, we are going to add in a couple of iron bars like this, and we are also going to add in a daylight detector and a little bit of redstone torch on top to signify that we are here. For the sides of this bamboo structure, we are actually going to place paintings, a lot of paintings. You want the big 4x3 paintings on each side, one on each side, and then on the fronts here, we can do, I would like this one here, do something like that in the back, and then add 2 more paintings on the back here, like so. And we can also add some paintings to the sides of the vehicle, like so. And to top it all off, we also need to add a couple of item frames in the front with sea lanterns in for headlights. And in the back, we add 2 more item frames with red beds signaling the brake lights. And there you have it. We now have a perfect and complete tuk-tuk cyberpunk style. And for our 4th building today, we will make a food truck. I will only show you building the exterior of the food truck, and the interior we will take a look at after we are done. First off, let's start by placing smooth basalt like this to make up the wheels and add a blackstone button to each outer side of the wheel. We can then add iron trapdoors to the front and back of each of the 4 wheels, plus an extra trapdoor on the front of the left wheel. Let's then fill in the gaps between the wheels with smooth stone slabs like this. And then let's add 5 acacia fence gates to the front of the truck. Now let's start adding in the sides and the floor of the truck. I mixed dark prismarine and warped planks, and make sure that you place upside down stairs on top of each wheel for the wheelhouse. And then proceed to fill in the entire floor, leaving a gap where I did for a campfire. We will be placing a cooking station on that later on. For the walls of the truck, I used a mix of white concrete, smooth quartz and white concrete powder. So just go ahead and fill in the sides like this, and then in the front add smooth quartz stairs facing forward, some full smooth quartz blocks behind them, and then upside down stairs behind those. Now go ahead and fill in the rest of the walls, leaving gaps for iron bar windows on the sides and adding the black stained glass for the windshield and an iron door for the entrance. Now it's time to do the rear of the truck. Start by adding some polished deep slate walls on each side like this, and then fill in the backside with alternating grey and yellow concrete blocks, and add another iron door in the back. And now it's time to add a roof to this truck, so just fill in the whole roof with copper slabs just like this. And on top of the roof we'll add some electronics, so place down some daylight detectors like this for solar panels, and then add in 2 antennas, one in the front and one in the back. Let's go to the side of the truck where we will add in the eating area. Start by placing some fence posts like this, add a couple of signs both for decoration and up top for holding up the cloth of the eating area. And then fill in the gaps in the top with string. This will enable you to place the carpets on top of the whole area, making it feel more like a food truck. And last but not least, let's add some signs on the other side of the truck, as well as glass panes in front, just to act as side mirrors. And there we have it, our very own Cyberpunk food truck. Now, let's head in and take a look. And as you can see here, I added the glow signs here on the sides of the vehicle, and in the front and back I added item frames with headlights and turn signals. Now let's go inside. In here up front we have the driver's seat with a little couple lever and some stuff to flick, just to, you know, for your driving and navigation. Also, we will have a logbook here with instructions for where to go. And up here, I added an item frame, and I would suggest you do the same, but you could add your own maps here. This is just a regular map that you can add from your world. Then we have a little cartography table here for more navigation. We have a lampshade here. I used a skeleton skull. You can get those in the deep dark cities. We have some more decorations over here, and this is the cooking area. So we have the meat cooking here, we have a spoon for turn around in the soup, I guess, or something. And we have some spices here as grass in an item frame. And more spices in these here. These are instructions for tacos, actually. And just, you know, here's the chef's clothes, and here's a little dining area behind here in case of bad weather. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The food truck is done. Now, let's go build some more. And next on our list is the Caravan, of course. And these are all of the materials you will need. This is a fairly simple build. And again, I will only show you building the outside, and we will take a look on the inside after that. So first off, let's add some blackstone slabs like this, and then let's add polished basalt against them for the wheels. Pop some buttons on the sides of the wheels and adjust the slab that was double. Next, let's add the floor of the Caravan going around like this, mixing up polished blackstone slabs and polished deep slate slabs. Finally, add an iron trapdoor on the left side of the Caravan, 2 blocks in front of the wheels, and 2 more trapdoors in the back. Now let's add the walls of the Caravan. I use a mix of white concrete, mushroom stems, polished diorite, bone blocks and smooth quartz blocks to give it a roughed up and worn feeling. Leave room for the windows and add in a jungle door in the opening. For the roof, we are going to use a mix of the blocks for the walls as well as some slab variants of them. And in the back and front of the Caravan, add in some deep slate slabs for a bit of contrast. Next, let's add a crimson trapdoor above the door, and then 2 antennas out of iron bars and various torches and rods on the roof to secure our TV watching needs inside the Caravan. Now let's turn to the front of the Caravan. Add 2 blast furnaces first, and then 2 smooth quartz blocks on top of them. Then add some upside down stairs against those blocks, as well as some sideways stairs on top of those. To finish it off, add 2 acacia fence gates against the blast furnaces and open them. These will act as the connectors to the truck pulling the Caravan. Now add in all of the windows in the Caravan, and then let's go to the back where we will add some iron bars like this, as well as 2 torches on top of them. Our Caravan is now done and ready to take you on all of your futuristic cyberpunk adventures. Let's take a look inside. And going inside, we will find another little kitchen area here. We also have a little dining area here. You can sit on these chairs and then pull up the tables so that you have your tables ready but not taking up too much space. In the back, I added a little bit of storage here with some boxes. We have the navigation table here, and also I added in a little bunk bed here. 2 beds go in, as well as a bookshelf so that we can read books. Now, there's only 1 build left. Let's go build it. And these are the materials that you will need to build the assault vehicle. So feel free to take some screenshots or write them down or whatever you need before we start building. And 3, 2, 1, let's build! We're gonna start by building the rear tires. Add a blackstone like this, and then upside down stairs against both sides of it. Then add 2 more blackstone on top of the stairs, and then stairs on top of the blackstones. Add another blackstone in between the stairs at the top, and try not to get confused by what I'm saying. Now repeat this 1 more time on the other side, leaving a 4-block gap between the tires. When you're done, cover all the flat surfaces in buttons for some texturing. Now let's do the front tires, which will be 4 blackstone stairs put together in this shape. Between the rear tires, place 2 temporary blocks and then point 2 hoppers into those blocks. After that, it's time to build the rear wheel axle, so build a line of polished basalt through the center of both rear wheels and add an acacia button to the end of each side. Now it's time to add the base of the vehicle, so place your cyan terracotta blocks like this, and then follow with some upside down deep slate tile stairs and then 2 verdant frog lights behind them. Then add 2 bottom slabs on each side and then place 2 blast furnaces on top of the hoppers. Make the furnaces face outwards. And last, place 2 upside down stairs at the very back against the wheel axle. Now it's time to build the engine. Start by placing some temporary blocks, 1 block out from the car and 1 block up from the ground. Then face 4 hoppers into those blocks. And repeat that on the other side as well. Now, place 2 pistons against the front of the car and add 2 sea lanterns to the side of the pistons. Then, dig down underneath the pistons and add 2 levers under the front blocks of the car base, the cyan terracotta blocks. Activate the levers to make the pistons extend. And then let's add the tool at the front of the vehicle. Add acacia fence gates on the ground like this, and then add a row of iron bars on top of them all across the front like so. Now, let's add 2 levers to the blast furnaces in the back because we forgot to add them earlier. Then continue placing blast furnaces on top of all the hoppers and then levers on the front of every blast furnace on both sides of the car. Add 2 verdant frog lights on top of the other 2 and then add 2 deep slate tiles in front of them. Continue with 2 deep slate tile slabs behind the frog lights and then 2 more behind there. Add upside down stairs on each side next to the wheels. Add 4 upside down stairs at the very back and then fill in the rest with slabs. Now add 2 observers on either side of the verdant frog lights facing into the car. Add another bottom slab against the frog light and then a row of iron bars outside of the observers, and do the same on the other side as well. Place 2 campfires somewhere in the front behind the blast furnaces. Now we're gonna start on the hood of the car. Start by placing warped trapdoors on top of the sea lanterns and pistons, then start adding in smooth red sandstone and acacia slabs and stairs as I do in the video. Place jungle trapdoors on the side and on top of the blast furnaces, and then fill in with more slabs and stairs and angle the stairs out along the side until you reach the front observer. Now place 4 full blocks of stripped acacia logs, acacia planks and smooth red sandstone on each side of the seating area and add some slabs and stairs to the back. And now we're gonna do the seating area, so start with 4 pearlescent frog lights in the front of the area, then add 2 deep slate tiles followed by an upside down copper stair and a lectern. Then add 2 quartz stairs for chairs and add 2 ender chests behind them for some nice particle effects. Cover up the frog lights with acacia trapdoors and then add glass around the seating area like this. And 2 glass panes on the side for mirrors. Now let's make the roof with trapdoors, slabs and full blocks just like this. And don't forget to add 2 levers to the back blocks. These will hold the trapdoors in place when the daylight detectors send redstone signals. Place the daylight detectors on the back glass blocks and then cover up the rest with trapdoors. Now let's add some lights on top of the roof with some levers and end rods connecting them. And then let's build a flagpole on which we will place a couple of signal lights as well as a flag at the very top showing our faction colors. And at the very back, add 4 mangrove signs and add some cool text or symbols and dye them in any way you think looks cool. That's it, folks. We now have an assault vehicle Mad Max style. You're welcome. I really hope you enjoyed these vehicles and that you get inspiration and use for them in your own Minecraft worlds. If you enjoyed this video, then I would very much appreciate a little click on the like button, and if you want more videos like this, mixed in with some fun SMP content, then consider subscribing to my channel. I would appreciate that very much. Also, you might enjoy this apartment complex tutorial that I linked right here. Try checking it out. Until next time, ta-ta!